So, where are we going again?
Well, we're going to shoot the intro outside today and be one with nature.
Nature? We're a video game show. What do we have to do with nature?
What's going on?
I don't know, but I feel like we're gonna get blamed for this.
Oh god, did we do this?
I don't think so.
We need to go get help.
Yes.
Dan, no,
it's too dangerous. Oh, God.
It's okay, guys. I have more lives.
Oh, actually, I saw that one coming. Alright, so the biggest mobile app right now is this game Flappy Bird, and I'm sure you've heard of it. Basically, the whole object of the game is to just tap the screen and make this little bird fly through these pipes that were clearly a ripoff from Mario. Recently, the game was actually taken down from the market. The developer stated several different things. He said that he just didn't want it up anymore. There were rumors that Nintendo was actually about to get into a lawsuit with them for stealing their graphics. The game has a huge reputation for being one of the most frustrating games ever made, so naturally, we all had to play it.
I'm totally not gonna be that good at this game.
Okay, so I've never actually played this on like when it was all the rage. So let's see how this goes.
There we go, that's one. Two, oh, damn it, what?
So, you think I would have some natural skills at this game? Because I'm Vietnamese, and the creator of this game is Vietnamese, but I'm pretty alright at this game. Ah, cool. 4. 4 is my high score.
I have never actually played on a computer, so this is new.
Come on, bird. Just get me through one.
Wee, flappy, flappy, flap, 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 flap. Ah, damn it.
This is looking good. Ah, what?
There we go. Ah, yeah, there we go. Okay, the first, like, 3 pipes are the hardest. Ah, never mind.
This game is incredibly frustrating. It's actually even more frustrating on a computer now. Dang it!
I got through one! Aw.
Okay, I'm improving. That's good.
Did anybody else think this was like a fish when the game first came out?
I feel like once you get a good rhythm going, you can... Yeah, see? Ah. It's all about, like, science at this point, physics.
What? Oh my gosh. Oh man, I got too excited.
Think I got it this time. For sure. Oh, God. Okay, fine.
You'll be like
I'm
that.
just like these right now. I can't get through one.
Ah,
Oh.
Sandra Bullock.
My bird is just... doesn't love me at all.
Fly, you little bird. You little 8-bit wings.
Ah, I beat it though.
Ah, here we go. Ah, duh!
Yeah.
Ready? Oh, no. All right.
Right dive bomb. You keep right clicking 10.
I do?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right clicking.
Stupid Max.
I'm done.
Awesome, rage quits.
No, I'm done. No. This game sucks.
So this review is a special one for the PC gamers out there, and it might help if you liked Final Fantasy a bit too. Just last week, Square Enix has said that Final Fantasy is thinking about taking its series to the PC. Now, its series producer Yoshinori Kitase has halted the process a little bit because of the fact that he was concerned with marketing and security. But because he wants to expand the brand a little bit more, he decided that maybe the PC could be in the Final Fantasy's future. If you have any thoughts about this, tweet at us and let us know what you think.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of Steam Sale, where I play obscure games on the PC. And this week we're playing Octo-Dad on the PC, not on Steam actually, ironically enough. But let's get started here. Alright, and there I am, a lovely octopus. Does he know that I'm secretly an octopus? Okay, so already discovering that the story of this game is that I'm secretly an octopus. How do I turn it off? Just... Oh, I grabbed it. What did I do? What did I do? I have an alarm clock. Do I click again? I get better right there. Alright, get the makeup kit. Because how are you going to be a secret octopus without makeup, right? It'd be silly. Grab the makeup. Go forward, you octopus. Grab it. Up, grab it. Yes, up, on the floor. Okay, even better. What do I need to do? What? Grab your journal. Oh. You know, just writing in my diary. Said it was a journal before. I lied. It was a diary. Prepare a decoy and abscond to my basement sanctuary.
I went to take my nap, but Tommy told me there were monsters in my
Okay.
room.
She has a doll that looks like my face. Okay. What is that? In the... Oh. Okay. You know. She just got bit by a spider, apparently. That was bad. Oh my god! Oh lord. Okay. Just stomp the spiders. It's fine. You know what they say, if there's one thing an octopus is good for, it's stomping on spiders, right? Find a replacement doll for the Octo doll. There's an octopus book. Why is she obsessed with octopus? This girl is gonna have serious long-term psychological problems. Her dad is an octopus. She's got strange chefs sleeping in her closet. This does not bode well for this child's psychological well-being. I'm gonna make sure my kids have a doll that looks like my face. Oh, there's the banana. Clear off the counter, put dishes in sink, clean out the fridge, mop the floor. Got it. Okay, got the mop. Why is there toothpaste on the floor? You know, she's just brushing her teeth in the kitchen like you do. Then all of a sudden, oh, the toothpaste is everywhere. And I use the world's largest bottle of toothpaste. Oh, but it's okay, because my husband, who looks like an octopus, can clean it up with his giant mustache that also looks like a banana. Drop the book. God. Oh, got the box. Okay, you know, that box is where it should be. Oh, there's another book. Now it's in another dimension. Glass. Oh, you know, just smack it. That's fine. Don't punch things. Drinks. Looks like dish soap. I'm an octopus. Naturally, I would drink dish soap. Can openers in a can. That is clever. Look at this place. This is the model for cleanliness.
I'm holding your fancy dinner suit.
Is that in a clock? Also, my child sounds like he's 40. Get in, made it. Boom. As fast as Sports Johnson. No relation to Cave Johnson. Oh, okay. See, that's a good strategy. Just put the couch on the ball. And then... Oh, he can't even see it. He doesn't even know it's coming. He doesn't even know which direction the ball is coming from. Oh, my God. I made a mess of this. I can get the chair. Can I just hit him with the table? Come here. This isn't child abuse, I promise. Okay, I got the ball. Oh, yes. The old kick it around the couch maneuver. All right, so what do I gotta do? I gotta make an octopus. Why don't I just have a block of wood sitting in a chair in my dining room? The head. Get the head. Get the head. The head. The lid. The lid. The lid. Where does the banana go? I'll tell you where the banana goes. Okay, now he's in my house. Okay. Is it the... Naturally. Because basically, if you can climb a ladder, you're a human. That's what we're saying? Oh, and he's burning my house down. Sweet. Wow. That is a graphic restart menu. This is how you climb a ladder. Straddle it with your crotch, put one leg through the rungs completely, get the other leg below. Yep, I have mastered this technique. And then you just lay on top.
You an idiot? Dad's a regular human.
Yeah. Take that.
Really? You're wearing
Yup.
fancy
Mm.
suit. Oh, you dressed
Looking
up
nice. But we made it to our basement sanctuary. That's what we were going for. But that's it for today. You can find this game for free online, or check out Octo-Dad 2 Deadliest Catch on Steam right now. And check out the HighScore Headquarters YouTube page for more Steam sale.
So this is a new segment we call Tan's Top 10, and this week we're covering indie games. So Don't Starve is a wilderness survival game that is frustratingly hard, but in a good way. You play as a fearless scientist named Wilson, who must stave off hunger, creepy crawlies, and insanity to survive in this mysterious world. The paper cutout style is really delightful to look at, and it's a fun game. So the name of this game pretty much gives it away. You're a surgeon and you have to perform various surgeries, but the real challenge is that you have these really derpy controls, so you pretty much end up eviscerating the dude when you're at the end of the surgery. It's a lot of fun. So Antechamber is this new mind-bending first-person puzzle game where you have to navigate through this labyrinth of geometry, colors, and breakable matter. It's a really hard game to describe, you just have to play it. It's so convoluted and complex that it had to be on the list. Rogue Legacy is a 2D platformer where you play as this dude who's trying to uncover his family history and redeem its honor. But the real kicker is that once you die, you permanently die. But the game's not over. Your family, your children, which you have many of, will continue your quest. And they have these weird genetic mutations and traits because, you know, genetics isn't perfect. So you can spawn as a farting blind dwarf and you have to go through the game. So it adds this entirely new aspect to the game and it's really, really fun. You should play it. 140 is this fascinating puzzle game where you're put in this minimalistic, abstract world and you just advance. The game's gameplay is connected to its soundtrack, so every action you make corresponds to something in the soundtrack, and it comes in seamlessly. So it's very cool. The game has very complex puzzles, evocative music, and it's just all out fun. But it's really, really hard. So this game looks like if Mucha Lucha was transported to a platformer, but it's not even close to that, because Mucha Lucha sucks. Play as this guy named Juan who takes it upon himself to save the world and the president's daughter. Bridging complex fighting games and 2D exploration, the game is a wonderful mix of Mexican culture and humor, and it's pretty amazing. This game is a lot better than it sounds. You play as this immigration inspector whose job it is to weed out spies, smugglers, and terrorists, but your only means of doing so is the papers provided by the travelers in this old, antiquated computer database that's pretty much useless. So it's incredibly difficult. The game's incredibly grim atmosphere and evocative, thrills makes it very high up on the list, and I had to put it on there because it's a surprise. So this game is just all-out entertainment. You play as this guy named Ray who lives in this sticker/paper world, and you have the power to fold, tear, and pull off any of the sticker and paper around you. And to boot, you also have the power to read minds, and this is where the game's best part comes in. The voice acting is amazing, and the humor set with the graphical world makes it an outstanding game that we had to put on the list. So this game is as high as it is because the game is endlessly creative and the scope is beyond what I could ever imagine developers even trying to handle. Stanley Parable is an experimental narrative game where you have just an avenue and a variety of choices to where you feel like you have some effect on what you're doing, but at the same time you have absolutely no effect on what you're doing. And that's the point. It's awesome. This game is my favorite on the entire list. When I found out I was doing a top 10 on indie games, this was the first game that came to mind. Gone Home is a narrative exploration game where you play as the eldest of the Greenbrier children and you come home to an empty house. The motive of the game is to find out why the house is empty. Now it sounds like the setup for some crappy exploration game, but it's not. It's an amazing game. With phenomenal voice acting, flawless writing, and evocative score and thematic originality, Gone Home is the best contender for best indie game of the entire year, in my book. The game is incredibly heartfelt and touching, and incredibly real, which is something that big game devs have tried to strive for, but can never really hit. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. And this indie developer does it in their first game. It is an amazing first game, and I'm looking forward to whatever this company ever has to put out in the future.
Hello gamers, and welcome to the season premiere episode of X Talks. I'm your new host, Khadijah Dennis, and here I am with Chris today. Want to tell the gamers a little bit about yourself?
My name's Chris Colburn. I'm a media arts major here. This is my second semester as a freshman, and I really want to go into video game design. So
Sounds pretty cool to me. So are you ready to play some video games today?
let's get to it.
All right, we have the Mortal Kombat The Complete Edition. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get hammered, but that's okay. Are you ready to start?
Let's do it.
Let's begin. All right, so what did you think about the video game industry last year?
Well, 2013 was a pretty big year. I mean, you got The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
You have the new consoles finally coming out, like, finally getting the details.
Cool.
And I don't know, I think the biggest part of 2013 has to be Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Like, that just revolutionized, like, open world gaming. And, that's like the first true sandbox game we've ever had.
Definitely. Now, are you a big fan of, like, Pokemon or Legend of Zelda?
As a kid, I loved Pokemon, playing it on the Game Boy and stuff like that. And I played Ocarina of Time and what was it, Masks of
Majora's Mask?
Yes,
that is my favorite one.
Never got into the Pokemon games though. The
Pokemon
card games
games.
is where it was at though.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. So what would you like to see happen in 2014?
I would really like to see the industry take a turn towards making games with equally as good, like, game mechanics, like a game as fun as Call of Duty, or I wouldn't say Call of Duty, but something that aims towards having as good as a story as it does game mechanics.
Right. So, I just kind of, destroyed you just now, but that's fine. And I don't know how to play this game, so that kind of makes it worse, Chris, so I don't know where your head's at right now. So being that you're a college student that wants to go into the video game industry, how is that process like for you as far as trying to choose classes and trying to figure out different ways to get involved and, kind of perfect your craft?
Well, the important thing is to realize that video game companies aren't looking for just people that can design. Like, you have to be multifaceted if you want to get into that industry. So you have to be able to design, you have to be able to, like, write a conceivable story. Maybe you don't have to have, like, any artistic skills sometimes, but depending on what branch of the game industry you want to go into, you kind of want to have as many skills as you can. So I've taken games like, intro into media arts, media writing, things like that. So it's not all just about design. Like, you have to also learn about the market and ethics, surprisingly, because whenever you're making a game, there are times where people get upset about what's in the game.
Right.
So you have to learn how to cater to multiple markets at the same time.
Now,
Because you're not just selling to the people that's buying the games, you're selling to the parents and stuff like that.
So do you think that violence is a big issue in the video game industry, or is it just more of a big issue to the parents versus the players?
I would say that it's more of an issue for parents, because I mean, there's been violence before there's been video games, so I think it's just one of those instances where they want to look for a scapegoat. But I mean, video games are never the cause of any problem.
Right.
So it could be a catalyst for sure, but.
So what do you think that a video game designer really has to think about when trying to appeal to different audiences? Like, for instance, for those little kids that do like to play violent video games, but you have to have a thin line between what you can put in the video game and what you can't.
Well, that's why we have the rating systems, I guess, because, like, if you if you wanted to make a violent game for kids, because it's hard, you'd be hard pressed to find any video game without violence.
Right.
But you know, they have a way of making like the action stylized and, you know, more fun and playful than like what we're doing now and beating the ever-loving crap out of each other.
Right. So what's life looking like for you after college is over?
Well, hopefully whenever I graduate, I would love to work for any video game company like Activision, maybe Treyarch, Ubisoft, really anything. But the goal is to have my own video game company at some point. You know, be able to have my own brand out there. So.
I'm trying my hardest not to be upset with you right now, but that's fine. But you've been great, Chris. Thank you for coming on to the show. Really enjoyed having you. And if you want to see more from this episode, hit up HighScore Headquarters on Twitter.
Okay, so we're all huge fans of Super Smash Bros. We know that, and we've all been eagerly awaiting Nintendo's release of the next installment, the untitled Super Smash Bros. 4. Very slowly, Nintendo has been releasing the character roster, and from the very beginning, we've been feeling a whole bunch of different emotions. We were kind of confused with the Wii Fit trainer, we were overjoyed to hear that Mega Man was going to be in it, and then we felt total indifference towards the villager. Well, they've been releasing a few more people. First of all, you can play as Rosalina from the Super Mario Galaxy games. This is a really interesting character choice, that she's not really a huge character. Also, in the past, Nintendo has had a tendency to sort of make copy characters, like Ganondorf is basically just a copy of Captain Falcon, and Falco is a copy of Fox. Hopefully she won't just end up being a copy of Peach. Also, Little Mac from Punch-Out was recently announced. This is really interesting too because in the last game he was actually just an assist trophy, so it's nice to see that he's been elevated to a full character. They've also been re-announcing returning characters, the people you would expect like Mario, Link, Samus. Unfortunately, they haven't re-announced Snake yet, and that's really disappointing for me. Nintendo doesn't usually have the tendency to drop characters between games. The only characters they dropped between Melee and Brawl were Roy, who was replaced by Ike, Mewtwo, who was replaced by Lucario, and Pichu because he was the most pointless character we had. But if they don't announce Snake Suit, I'm going to be really upset because he was my personal favorite.
So hey gamers, each week we're going to close out the show talking about some of the biggest news in the gaming industry.
This is Party Chat.
So today we're talking about the year 2013 in review. Now some bloggers have said that the year 2013 has been the year of forward movement. What do we think about that?
Well, as far as it's been a shift, there's always these trends in gaming, and this year there was a big shift away from the massive multiplayer experience towards the more cinematic experience with games like BioShock and Last of Us that have been really popular this year.
Yeah, you can see this in like indie games too, with like Already Gone, which is a narrative-based game. There's like no action in the game. There's no shooting. There's no running away from things. You just get plopped in this universe and you solve the mystery to get the story.
Yeah, games like Gone Home and Brothers and a lot of other indie PC games have gone in that direction.
I know one thing that used to be really popular among video game designers is trying to make that transition from a regular video game to a movie. Do you think that this is going to be really easier for them now that they actually have a real story behind their games and they're making things more realistic?
Well, Ubisoft has already sold the rights for an Assassin's Creed movie and a Ghost Recon movie.
That does not agree.
That doesn't really mean much though, because like people always say they're going to make movies out of games. Like Halo sold the rights to make a movie about it like 5 years ago, and we never got one of those. And they're already talking about turning like Watch Dogs into a movie, which isn't out yet. So just saying just selling the rights to make it a movie doesn't really mean it's going to be one.
I mean, realistically, how many movies that have been made after games really were popular among gamers at all?
None.
The
Mario Brothers
Exactly.
2013 for me was really the year of kind of sending things out before they were ready. There was SimCity had a lot of problems early in the year. Their Battlefield and GTA 5 had huge problems with their launch with multiplayer. And then on the PC side, everything is going towards like the Minecraft model of, oh, we're going to release this game in alpha or beta and everyone's going to buy it and then we're going to use that to fund the rest of the game. But a lot of these games like
the one that just DayZ standalone that just came out. They're very unpolished, and the developers are even saying, don't go buy these games if you want a finished product because they're very rough and they're very glitchy. And so that's kind of made it this trend of, all right, well, now we're just expecting to get something that's not actually finished yet and not actually good. When should we actually expect to get real?
So now that brings about the question, how much effort are video game designers really going to put into creating a new video game, especially for those that come up with new concepts and ideas?
I think the video game process should be like a couple of years at most. I don't think the Assassin's Creed pump out one every year.
Yeah. 1 year is not enough to make a game.
Yeah.
It's definitely not.
Because what BioShock Infinite's been
that was like
worked
7
on.
years.
Yeah, 7 years, and it was almost a masterpiece. I couldn't. There was barely a flaw in it. I don't think I found any glitches.
So what are we gonna see out of Half-Life 3?
It better be fantastic. I was really excited for new consoles. And then when they actually came out, it felt like there was nothing new about them. Like playing the PS4, I just feel like I'm playing the PS3. And there's a touchpad on the controller. That's the big new thing, is that there's like a trackpad on the controller. It is totally pointless though. I haven't found a use for it yet.
That's generally how console releases go. Like when the Xbox 360 came out, the graphics and everything that they were doing were not much better than the regular Xbox or the PS3 or the PS2. It's more that it's giving developers more time, more hardware to play with. So as months go by and we start seeing big releases like Titanfall and maybe a port from GTA, then all this new hardware capability, we're going to really start seeing that come to fruition over the next year or 2 years as games that are made specifically for these consoles start coming out, rather than just, oh, we'll just take Madden and put it on the new console also.
Honestly, I didn't agree with their promotional techniques at all because they came out with new systems, but there's not any games to play on these systems, so you can't just expect the gamer to go out and say, oh my god, I want the PS4, spend like $500 or so, and then they can't play it. Like, I know a friend of mine, he actually just sold his PS4 because there's no use to it. He could use the money for something else.
Whoa, that's okay. Okay, no. I think what Michael said was correct. Buying a new console is like an investment. It will come back in the future because PlayStation has like the PlayStation Plus. You can download free games like every month. If you remember, PlayStation
Gold.
Now is coming up.
Xbox Gold's doing the same thing. They're just a little bit behind on it.
So Xbox is always behind, but
What?
So
Sorry,
it'll
bro.
come in the future. Just keep your consoles. Don't sell your consoles.
And I think for the transition period, they are releasing most games for Xbox 360 and Xbox One to try and give people the opportunity to still sell Xbox 360 games. But I think as we go into 2014, we're going to see a lot of next-gen exclusive games, which is really going to create, using that new hardware to create really good gaming experiences in 2014.
All right, well, I think we need to go ahead and wrap it up. So you guys can go and check us out online on YouTube, and you can hit us up on Twitter at HighScore HQ.
Yes, and let us know what you think.
We need to do something.
I know what I need to do.
That was awesome.
Are we gonna finally finish this intro now?
I think we might have run out of time.